Howdy ho, I'm Red. Welcome to the Wednesday live stream Q&A with Da Bear. How's everyone doing today? So, a couple topics we're going to talk about today are the Harbor Freight sale from the past weekend, recapping the talk about raising money for the rigid oscillating tool for our buddies over on SV Zingaro. And also we're talking about RVs. Hey there, we got Lakin, Perkins, the ATR. How you guys doing today? With the bear face. We're doing good. We're doing better than we were on Monday, that's for sure. What's up, Jeff? Carlos? Everyone's rolling in here. So did anyone score anything cool, anything big? I know what you guys did. The bear found out. You guys went and hold on, let me move this here. You guys bought all my blue carts. There are 6 Harbor Freights in all of Vegas, and you guys bought every single one of the carts. Unreal. All the blue ones are sold out. I think there were 2 black ones left in the city. I mean, I know they're pretty and all. I wanted one, but I guess I'm gonna have to wait for the next one because that's not happening. Hey, somebody knows the Bruin thing. For those of you who don't know, Bruin is a Dutch word for I think it's brown, but it became synonymous with bears, like brown bears. So Bruin is often referred to as a term for bear. I thought it was appropriate. Braun, Bruin. I'm always mixing up the terms anyway. Hey there, Jack. And Y-Pop in the house. He's here. Oh, happy birthday, Perkins. I would sing for you, but it's against the law in this state. I'm banned from singing. Average Tool Review hits it off strong with the $2 super chat. Good grief. I didn't even have a chance to plug at anything. Wow. Ben, it's a bear. Yeah, I am. We don't like to talk about it much. Hey, Joe. Hey, Craig. Yeah, I know. The bear was low on funds for this sale as well, but and I'll be honest, I'm actually, not being a mechanic, I can tinker on my car, I can change the oil and do that sort of stuff and all the basic things, but I'm not a hardcore mechanic, and as such, I've never really fallen into the usual, tool cart kind of thing. In fact, I've usually lived by a motto of drawers are where tools go to die. And because out of sight, you forget they're there, they don't get used. When you're sitting there and you're looking for inspiration, you're working on a project, you scan around, you look at your tools. If they're in a drawer, you don't see them. But the bear's in a different situation now since we moved. We thought we were going to be in California for the rest of our lives, to be honest. We never really planned on moving to Vegas, and here we are, and now we're in a rental, and I know we're not going to be staying here long term. So I don't want to build up anything in the shop that's going to be permanent. So, case in point, tool carts. I mean, what else are you going to do? You might as well get a blue one because they're so party. Bruin would be a good name. And look, we already have the shirt. What's up, Anthony? Do you go by Anthony or Tony? I don't want to upset anybody. I'm always getting names wrong anyway. Jenny, you bought one of the HF Braun Trouble lights. Those things, man, everyone says they're great. I want to get my hands on its baby brother. I haven't even seen one in stores. It's not even on the catalog, but I've seen pics of ads. Why they're running ads for something they don't even in stores, I have no idea. And the hockey team, yeah. Oh, let me tell you about the hockey team. So, let's see here. Where'd it go? Is this the one? Someone had to point out. So there's hockey night. And somebody pointed out to me, I don't know how I missed it. Do you see what it says on it on his jacket over here? Bauer. Which is too funny because, you know, the bear here, I played hockey. I started when I was 7, which is actually a year older than the boy here. And, you know, all my gear back then was Bauer. You know, everything we had was Bauer. And for the longest time. And so when Harbor Freight started with the Bauer thing, and the first thing they came out with was that planer, and the big thing about planer is blades, which look like skate blades. I thought they were going for the hockey angle for some reason on it. That was too funny. I couldn't believe somebody had to point out that I totally missed it. It said Bauer on his jacket. Yeah, ATR, the light, the Braun LED light strip, it's like a flashlight, but it's a strip light. It's got a tiny, there's a smaller version of it that's like a small pocket-sized one. And I don't think it actually bends. I think it's just straight. To get you to come in the store? Hey Ford, how's it going? I've been really digging your videos. I think it's awesome that you're getting into it and putting out a bunch of the videos. For any of you guys who don't know, Ford's trying to work it. He's been doing a bunch of tool reviews and stuff over on his channel. David Walker with the super chat. Woo! David, you rock, man. $5. By the way, anybody doesn't know that the whatchamacallit? Oh, where'd it go? We're raising money for the HV Zingaro project, which is best tools for the road and sea. And I'm gonna do a bit here. We're gonna get into working on my RV, and you know, this would be when I went RVing last year. I couldn't take all my tools with me, and I kept thinking, man, what I need is one of these Job Max tools. So we're gonna be doing a series on that. Let's see here. No, I don't have ATR is asking about the light. I don't have any more info on the baby brother version of the light. Yeah, Dwayne, you guys went and snagged all those blue carts, man. In fact, there's what's his name? Somebody else is doing. We've inspired somebody else to do tool reviews. I think it's awesome. I think it's great that a bunch of you guys are getting inspired by watching DeBear and starting your own channels doing tools. I think we need more of that. Let's see here. If I can find, I just watched his video. He did a 2-part series video today on setting up, unboxing and setting up the blue cart. Let's see here. Let me check my watch history. You gotta tell everyone to head up to Toys R Us and help save them. Yeah, Toys R Us, if you guys didn't hear, Toys R Us is going down. Time to check out Toys R Us for any of the any discounts. I'll tell you what I'm looking for is, you know, those Power Wheels? If you can get some closeout deals on some of those Power Wheel toys, those make some fun projects. Hey, oh, there he is! Toolhead, we were just talking about you. I was just talking about his comment or his videos that he was doing here. He was the one who, oh, where'd it go? He just did a whole bunch on these. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to pull this thing up. DIY guy, you said the Bauer impact wrench. Has no one done that? I could have sworn I've seen reviews on that thing. Let's see if I can put this up here. There we go. Toolhead. His 2-part series on the U.S. General 5-drawer cart. And he's got some other Harbor Freight stuff. He's just getting started. Be sure to head over and throw him a thumbs up and a subscribe. He's got some good stuff there. Yeah, AVE even liked the small earthquake. Hold on here. I got to catch up with the chats. I'm getting behind. The Husky, yeah, the Husky's a great one. Bobby Orr equipment. He's saying Joe's saying the Bauer came out with the Bobby Orr hockey equipment back in the day. Boy, I think I remember that. I had explained to my Cubs who Bobby Orr was. Uh, Sam, you heard Sam. Sam's Club is closing a few stores, not that many, just a couple. And they kind of overexpanded in some areas. It's not supporting them, but I wouldn't see them go anywhere. Remember, Sam's Clubs is part of Walmart, and Walmart, everyone else is taking a huge hit from the whole Amazon effect, and Walmart's not immune to it, but they're not getting hit nearly as hard as everyone else. Someone's talking about the impact section. Sorry if I can't. You guys are chatting too fast. I can't keep up with all you. Hold on. Oh, Brickseek. Yeah, I gotta love Brickseek. In the same problem as me, if there one, it would take a 10-year bowl off. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to say real quick. So I had a chat with some of the people, and I'm not going to say who, but they said that, believe it or not, now I know AVE said, he doubted the skookumness of the Bauer stuff. But let's be honest, what he's been doing with it and what the people who've been testing it have been doing with it isn't what most people are going to be doing with that thing. You're not going to be, sticking the chuck directly into another high-end, far more expensive. And that's the other thing. I hate it when people compare, discount tools to high-end tools. That's like comparing a Yugo to a Mercedes. It's not, you didn't pay as much for it. You shouldn't be expecting as much. But if it gets you to the grocery store and back, then why do you care? Now, granted, a Yugo probably might not get you to the grocery store and back. Steve with the angry face. I can say I can growl. Well, I always look happy when I try to growl. I can show my teeth. How about that? That's the best I can do. What was I going to say? Oh, no, I was trying to say, so they were saying as far as returns, and that's a great way to gauge the quality of something is by how many returns they've had. And they said the return percentage on Bauer tools versus the returns for the comparable Chicago Electric has been almost 90% less. Now that's got to say something. Wait, whoa. How did we get to a Yugo SKS? Where did we go off the rails? Oh, the Yugo. I was talking about the car. Although, I can remember back in the day going to a gun show I think it was in northern Kentucky. And I think they had a whole table full of SKSs that were selling for about $125. And I remember looking at that thing going, why would I want one of those? Oh, sad bear. Sad bear is sad. Yeah, you don't compare a brown bear to a black bear. They're just not in the same category. It's just not. It's not fair. Luke's asking, what do I know about the HF Harbor Freight 12-volt maintenance charger? I can tell you what I know a lot about those things, and that is they die. Yeah, I tried to like them, and I've had 3 of them, and they all die. Ben, you're a bad person. $79. Why do people do that to me? Next year, you're going to show me pictures of the blue cart you got this weekend that the bear missed out on. Anyway, no, the HF maintenance chargers, I don't know what it is. Everything to do with batteries over at Harbor Freight seems to just die. Their inverters die, the chargers die, it's just the batteries. I remember getting a box of or a pack of the 12 or the double A's, and they were too short. Who makes 2 short batteries? Seriously. But no, in fact, there's a battery charger on Amazon that I went with, and has been pretty reliable for me. Let's see here. Yeah, I like to get what I can from, Harbor Freight. It's they're convenient. They're easy to pick up. I like walking in. You get kind of addicted to the smell. The off-gassing. Yeah, I gotta smell the off-gassing. You know what that is? That's recycled plastic. That smell. Yep, Jack, it's like that, isn't it? We all learn eventually. Let me see here. Battery. Trickle charger. I think that's what the term we're looking for. Yep, here, let's see if I can pull it up on here. Yep, it's the green ones here by Battery Tender. Those are the ones you want to look for. They're a bit more expensive than the Harbor Freight stuff, but I mean, if you see this one up here, it's got 4,000 reviews, and it's got 4.5 stars. Nothing has that many reviews, and they're all that good unless it's really good. You can't fake that many reviews. There are people who fake stuff. Joel, aka Shifty the Tool Random. Woohoo! Thank you for the super chat, man. You guys rock. Remember, we're trying to raise money to buy that tool here. So, why is it tell it to hide it? There we go. Hey, Dream, how's it going? Yeah, I gave Ford a shout out before, but yeah, make sure, head over to Ford's channel and give him a shout out. And anybody else, if you guys are inspired, you start doing some YouTube stuff, let me know and I'll be happy to give you a shout out as well. I like, it's a community thing here. There's a lot of YouTubers who get real kind of squirrely in the head. Squirrels, what are you going to say, right? And they feel like everything is everyone's competition. It's going to take away from them somehow, and they don't want to even talk or acknowledge that there's other YouTubers who might be in the same kind of vicinity. And the reality is in business that's an old farce. It was been found in business that if there's a strip mall and in that strip mall there's one place that serves spaghetti, and another Italian job opens up a door or two down, most people will be all freaked out. That's going to be horrible. But actually, in the long run, it actually helps with business. If you get 2 or 3 or 4 Italian places in there, now you're known as like Little Italy, and it becomes a draw, and more people go there would normally go there. It's the old saying is a rising tide floats all boats. To bear with the more nautical stuff, huh? Let's see here. This is your cheaper. Thanks for the info. Was good for getting rust off easy skill rust. What is good for getting rust off easy skill saw is rusty. Besides like steel wool and stuff like that, my go-to is always a little bit of elbow grease with some WD-40 and some steel wool. The other thing is there's some chemicals. In fact, I think Harbor Freight sells some that just basically eat rust. But like all the resurfacing, I've done a lot of resurfacing on table saws and stuff like that people have left out and gone rusty. It's a good way to get cheap tool equipment is buying something that's covered in surface rust. People who don't know are afraid of it, and you can usually get it pretty cheap. You're right, Jenny. I'm a nautical bear. We're looking to buy a boat here, and hopefully next summer we're going to do some real sailing, trying to teach the cubs, the ways. I was lucky. I learned to sail down in San Diego, in a few lakes in the Midwest. But I really fell in love with it, I should say, sailing Hobie Cats in San Diego Bay over the summer. And since then, when I lived in San Francisco, we actually had a house on the water, and I had a 27-foot monohull, a sloop called the Salty Weasel, and man, I love sailing. I love being on the water. I love turning that engine off and just listening to the wind. Coke will do it eventually because the acids in it will eat at it, but there's better stuff than Coke out there. Okay, wood bleach, Coke and aluminum foil. Yeah. So what else was I was trying to, so we're talking about the returns before. Yeah, the birdie who talked to me, who told me about the Bauer, the I should say, what is it? They're going to redo the Chicago Electric saw as a Bauer saw. Was telling me that the Bauer power tools, the cordless stuff, has been selling like hotcakes. She said the Hercules stuff has been selling too, but not nearly as well, and people aren't as excited about that as they are about the Bauer stuff. I think I got to get my hands on some of that. Just what it is the Cub keeps pestering me. He wants his own set of power tools and he wants the Bauer stuff. I may actually do that for him. In fact, oh, here we go. Hold on, just let me catch up on my comments here. Buying a lot of HF ratchets. Yeah. Watch crap about nothing. I don't like to talk negative about other people. I watch AVE. He's a smart guy. He definitely knows his stuff. There's some stuff I don't agree with. I'm not a big fan of the language. When you're younger, you think it's cool and stuff. You get to be an older guy who's been around it a lot. Trust me, dude. I'm a sailor. If you want to get some salty language, I know all about it. Plus, I worked in IT, and if you don't know, man, IT guys curse like sailors. But with him, it feels like he's just cursing and stuff just to prove that, I don't know, maybe make him seem older than he is. A lot of people think AVE's, in his 50s or 60s. I'm 49, and he's, I think, a decade or so younger than me. I think he's in his mid 30s. But I just think it's a real ridiculous. But I mean, the content on his channel, you can't argue with it. Let's see here. Navel jelly. Yeah, make sure you get the right kind. Don't get the wrong kind of navel jelly. That's just icky. What's your take on Walmart selling Harbor Freight tools under a different name? They're selling generators under Sportsman. They're not selling them under a different name. Harbor Freight, it's called OEM, which stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. And that is that people will sell what they call white boxing also, where a company will sell something and they'll say, well, for a fee, we'll slap your name and packaging and everything and put it in a box designed for your company. I also refer to it as stickering, where they just put different stickers on something. So that's pretty common. In fact, if you look, you can find most companies' tools are just that. They're made by the same factories in China or Taiwan. In fact, look at bandsaws. Bandsaws that really stands out in your face. You can't help but notice that it looks like there's only 2 or 3 companies making bandsaws. Quartermaster on deck. So Quartermaster, you gonna work at some deals out the back door? I know that's a stereotype. Well, Ford, if you do that, if you pick that up, man, maybe we can do a collab. And you can review some of the tools. I'll review some. We can bounce people back and forth. That'd be a good idea. Bob, I'm a sailor. I love when he's tied to the mast. Gives a new meaning of, was it brought before the mast? Matthew, wow, why didn't I see this? $5. Woohoo! Alcohol eats rust, rubbing alcohol to prevent fungus growth. Ah, fungus is bad. Man, you're awesome with the super chats, guys. You guys are great. What's my opinion on the Craftsman radial arm saw? I think I've talked about radial arm saws. I think they're amazing tools, but they're slightly dangerous. I don't use one. I think there's other tools out there that work as good or not better than them, but you can't beat free. Free 99. Can't beat it. And the thing is, if it was a DeWalt, I would actually say it's just selling it because you can get top money for a DeWalt radial arm saw. But for the Craftsman, you're not going to get much trying to resell it. So, it takes the place of a table saw. You can do lateral cuts. You can do all sorts of stuff with those radial arm saws. Yeah, Rolking. You guys, you know what? There's a bunch of shops. Hold on here. Slow down with the chats for a minute because I'm going to get caught up or too far behind here. But there's a bunch of people asking me to do stuff for Rural King and Northern Tools and stuff. I can't get to those channels. But man, if you guys want to do a video, I'll promote it. Or if you don't even have a channel to put it on, do the video, send it to me, and I'll put it up. But I can't talk about stuff that I don't know anything about, and I can't get to the stores. It would be inappropriate for the bear to go in and say, this is the good stuff to buy at Rural King, never having set one paw in the shop. Yeah, I think Bauer Tools, I think you're right, ATR. The Bauer Tools are right at that perfect price point when they go on sale. And that's the other problem, is people always compare list price on Harbor Freight stuff. That's when they're trying to talk down Harbor Freight. But they know full well that no one ever pays the list price on it. They always pay the sale price or have the coupon on it. So, you know, I hate it when they do that. As far as the Hercules brand, I'm still waiting to see them justify it. I've emailed Harbor Freight a couple times. I've posted on their channel. If you guys don't know, Harbor Freight has their own YouTube channel. They don't post much to it, but go on there and post and say, hey, start talking to DeBear. Send them some products. We want to see them tested. You know, justify why we should buy Hercules. And I mean, if they can find a way for it to work, and you guys know me, I always try to find a role that somebody didn't think about where this tool might be a good fit. So, you know, I'm an optimist. An optimistic bear. When are you buying that drill? Are you talking to me? Because if you're talking about the oscillating tool, we're buying that at the end of the week. Have I done anything on right angle drill motors? I have not. I've seen them, and I think it's a very specialized case where you need them. There are some adapters. Ryobi makes a cheap right angle drill adapter I've been thinking about getting for the few times where I've needed one. But like the Harbor Freight, the whole dedicated right angle tool, I've not used one of those or had a need for one. Hercules needs a bigger assortment of tools. Not until they can justify their pricing. You know, they try to say that, well, we're as comparable as stuff. Well, I'm sorry, but DeWalt has a tool, has a saw that is just as good, has all the same features of the one you're copying, but sells for $350 every single day of the week. And unless you can beat that, I mean, because warranty-wise, it comes with a 2-year warranty. $350 2-year warranty versus $400, sorry, $380 on sale with a 90-day. No, it doesn't work. The math just does not work. What's a good price on the 6-inch dual action polisher? I don't know. Sorry. It's one of those things that I keep saying I'm going to get a polisher and I never get around to doing it. So I haven't really looked at it. Yeah, we are getting close to the 100. Oh, wait, you're getting close to the 100 video mark. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I thought you were about the $100 we're raising for the tool. I had not thought about that. Are we really that close? I'll have to look. Yeah, I'll do something funny or special. I'll make the Cub do the video. How about that? All right. Oh, there we go. So hold on, guys. There's something else I wanted to cover. So we talked about the blue boxes. We talked about, let me pop it up here again. Again, super chat, guys. Anything we raise helps go to buy the tool. And in fact, you know, at this point, I think we do have enough money for the tool. At this point, we're trying to raise money for additional power heads for it. To do the chat or the collab with SV Zingaro. Go check out their channel. A lot of fun on the channel, and he's a real DIYer, man. There's a video of him. He broke a rudder, and he's on a beach on a picnic table building a replacement rudder. Dude, that's hardcore. You know, that's your shop, is a beach in, you know, Bermuda or wherever. No, I wasn't in Bermuda. He was in, I think, the Caymans, or maybe Mexico. Mexico or the Caymans. I don't remember which. Wait, put the chat back up. Jack, the man of tartan. That'd be cool, man. You send me any videos and tell me, you know, what you think, and I'll basically, you know, do a video of, you know, here's what Jack says, you know, and, you know, because people want to hear about it, but again, the bear is not an authority on it, and I don't like to open my muzzle on something that I don't know about. That said, I seem to talk a lot, which means I seem to know quite a bit. Or the wife says she wants to get me a shirt that says, was it, I'm not opinionated. What'd she say? Oh, I'm not judgmental. I'm just opinionated. 74 videos. Wow, have we done that many? 36 if we're doing 3 videos a week. That's 10 more weeks. So I got some time. I got some time there. Calling it ATR going on record. We got to hear. By year's end, either Hercules brand will reduce price, give better warranty, or maybe commentates or else discontinue. Yeah, that's going to be the case. They're going to have to. There's just no way they can keep going at it like this. They're just not going to sell unless they do. What was the name of the site that someone listed the tracks coupons? It was like Harbor Freight Quarter. Was it? Oh, what was it? Database something headquarters. HFDQB, I think, something like that. Oh, there we are. Oh, come on. Show the dang chat. YouTube and their filters. I'm not doing that, by the way. That's YouTube filtering those. Hold on, guys. I gotta catch up with the chats now. Why don't you ever smoke the cigar? It's an e-cigar, so, you know, it's virtual smoke. Blue cloth shop towels and 26. Oh, 26 videos. Still, I got a ways to go. Yeah, YouTube filters links. YouTube filters. Yeah, they're freaking out about all sorts of stuff over there. Cobalt's overpriced. You talking about the power tools or the hand tools? So other stuff I want to cover real quick, guys. Hold on, I'm gonna turn chat off for a second so I can show you that. Well, actually, I don't think I have to. So just a heads up, since you guys are pretty much Joe, see ya. Take care, man. Smokey the Bear. Smokey's a you know what. He's a sellout man, and we don't talk about Smokey around here. So just a heads up that you're going to start seeing a bunch of really odd videos for the channel, and there's a reason for that. And they're not really going to be related to the tool stuff per se, and they're not going to substitute for my normal uploads. But I don't have any other place to upload them. I don't want to set up a separate channel just to do that. And it's for this. Let me see if I can move chats up. Whoa, where'd chats go? You can tell I'm a pro at this, huh? Yeah. There we go. All right. So, as you see over here, what do we got here? That's my RV. That is, we call it Altexor, which is Basque for treasure. And we have to help cover some of the costs about the cost of owning an RV. We said when we bought it, which was last year, we sold our house in California in July, came down to Vegas, and we bought it at the end of July. And we decided to, we wanted to get an RV, and one of the things we said to ourselves was, what if we could rent it out when we're not using it and somehow cover the cost of, stabling it, parking it and whatnot. And so we've started listing it about a month ago. We posted it on some of these sites. They're kind of like Airbnb for RVs. So as you can see here, this is Outdoorsy, one of the top sites. And we've got listed, and so far we've already rented it for 6 weeks this summer. So I'm going to be doing a series of videos on how to RV. There's going to be a bunch of tips and tricks. And then there's also going to be some stuff specific to our RV, which is like how to use the stabilizing jacks and how to flush the black water and how to, turn on the generator and all that stuff. And this is really going to be for the people renting the RV or other people who are into RVs and stuff. So I'm going to create a whole nother playlist that's just RV stuff. So if you guys see that, that's why that's going to be showing up in the channel. I'm going to be recapping a bunch of the stuff that we did in our travels last year. In fact, if you want to check out the website, it's www.altxor.com. And that's the actual website for our RV. In fact, let me pull it up here. And this is the website that shows, that we made for the RV itself. So, and if you come to Vegas, let me up. And if you're a subscriber and you want to rent the RV, I'll give you a subscriber discount. How about that? And if you're going to Burning Man, no, we don't rent for Burning Man. That is just too much of a hassle. All right. Oh, and that said, if any of you guys are in Vegas, and you want, sorry, I was reading Trey's comment that they're over $400 a night. They are. There are some ones that are really expensive, but we didn't want to be like that. Sorry, I'm laughing at ATR's comment. But I love that movie. Where does it say? Oh, Trey's is $400 a night. Yeah, this isn't a business for us. This is just a way for us to cover the costs of owning the RV and repairs and paying for a place to park it, because we can't park it at our house here. And I got to tell you, man, if you guys ever get a chance to have an RV, heck, I'll tell you what, if right now we're looking at earning this year, we have currently booked almost $4,000 in rentals. And if the amount of, if 1/4 of the people who say they're going to book come through, it's going to go well over 10 grand. That means this RV, we paid $25,000 for it last year. We bought it used. And if if we make that kind of money in 2-3 years, we'll have paid for the RV itself in just renting it, and it'll be free. The bear likes deals, and I can tell you, the wife, she's the one who comes up with all these ideas. She's as we call her, the budget baroness. She's one of those extreme couponer types, and man, she can get you a coupon for about anything. Probably got my first tool to officially review live. All right, I just missed something about Jiggy. Are we getting jiggy with it? I don't know. The bear's getting too old. How often do we use our RV? Well, not much, I can tell you that. Last year we used it a whole ton, but it's been in the shop for the past 2 months. Not that there's something really wrong with it, but we didn't, over the winter we were busy with stuff. It needed to get a tune-up and some stuff fixed from the trip. And RV shops take forever and a day. And on top of that, I told them to take their time because it's free storage. Yeah. So we're going to end up, paying what we'd normally pay to get it fixed and having 2 months of storage for free. So, but anyway, that's what I was asking before. If any of you are in the Vegas area and you know a place, preferably on the northwest side of town, where somebody wants to rent out, maybe some extra land they have for storage of an RV, hit up the bear. Right now I'm looking at paying $115, I think it is, at a storage lot. And, that's not bad and all, but if I can do better and work with somebody that I know and whatnot, I'd rather do that. The brown light stick. No, dude, you missed out. We had that conversation about 20 minutes ago. I've seen them every time I go to buy one. When they're on sale, they're gone. And people are just swiping them up. Jeff Nate asks, visiting Vegas, any secrets to avoid getting ripped off? There seems like they're always trying to scam you out there. Yeah, it depends on what kind of rip-offs you're worried about. Tell you what, if you email me, red@red-beard.com, I'd be happy to have a conversation with you, maybe and do a quick phone call. And also, if any of you guys are ever coming out to Vegas, hit the bear up. Maybe I'll meet you at the casino, have a glass of bourbon or something. We can chat about tools or whatnot. I keep saying I'm going to do a whiskey and the bear, meetup kind of thing. Anyone try some of the new Doyle line pliers? I picked up some of them. I did. In fact, they're still in the package though. I got the needle nose, not the lineman kind. But anyway, yeah, the HF pliers they're okay. They're not great, but for the price, they're not bad. But yeah, there's gonna be a review of that coming up. It's gonna be a little bit though. I've got a whole backlog of videos to get through. Herman the Great is going to live now. Dang, that's 5. Ford, I think maybe a 12-step program might be in your future. What are you talking about? Wire cutter nicked. Really? That's too bad. I often wonder about, like, when I find tools like that, or they're too soft. What about doing your own hardening? Just grabbing the propane torch there, heating it up, and doing a quick oil quench, and maybe hardening up that metal a little bit. Am I going to be at the International Building Show next year? I can't talk about that. There's a reason. So keep checking back, and you'll find out more. Hey, Red. Oh, Herman the Great's a fellow YouTuber. Okay, that's cool. Hey, did you guys? God, I can't never remember his name. Explorer Steve. Do you guys watch Explorer Steve? He's a cool guy. I like his videos. It's funny because I didn't realize he was in Vegas for the longest time until I was watching something and realized that he said something about being in Vegas. And I'm like, and I kind of knew it in the back of my head. I just forgot. Anyway, he's got this little guy on there, this little doll thing he calls Cosmo, this little talking head thing. I just emailed him the other day. I haven't heard back from him. He'll probably think some whack job isn't going to call me back, but I said we should do a collab with the Bear and Cosmo. So if you're an Explorer Steve fan, go over there, hit him up, and tell him to do a collab with the Bear and Cosmo. I think that would be a hoot. Oh, and speaking of places where you might see the Bear, for those of you who don't know, I'm also the author of the best-selling book in the world on how to make moonshine. Yeah, back when the Bear lived in Kentucky, he learned an interesting skill set. And I wrote the first edition of that book back in 2000. And it's been selling well for years. Although right now there's a publisher who's trying to screw me over because I wouldn't sign with them. So they went and they hired somebody else, and now they're trying to blacklist my book. Yeah, I guess if you can't sell your own book, you know, if your own book's not selling, you know, why write a better book when you can just try and get Amazon to blacklist the book that's beating you out? Anyway, there's a moonshine convention music festival that goes on in California, and the Bear might be showing up there next year, or I guess this year, August. Nothing's definite, but you know, you might see the Bear there in his full Shiner, you know, regalia. Have you ever tried a Rockwall 1/2-inch drive impact? No, I haven't. Sorry, that is not. You say Rockwall, and I'm thinking you're talking about drywall, and I don't like drywall. I hate drywall. I hate it with a passion. That's a special kind of person who does drywall. I mean, you got to have a special level of patience and artistry and finesse, and I don't got it. I will do drywall if I have to, but I don't like to. Aaron, man, let's remember, Cubs watch this channel too, guys. We try to keep it family friendly around here. Yeah, watch Explorer Steve if you haven't. You know, he's a cool cat. I think he was a machinist or something. He's got, you know, like 2 mills in his garage. He's got a bunch of stuff. I gotta think he watches this channel because right after I did the whole thing about talking about doing a drill on mounted on a rolling cart, the next thing he does is build a rolling cart with a drill on it. Plagiarism, what? Oh, no, not plagiarism. Well, yeah, I'll do a video on it at some point, but he's talking about the book and the publisher. Moonshine Fest every weekend in PA. Man, everyone thinks moonshine is only in the South, but you know, being an author of this, everywhere I go, it just people pop up and are like, "Oh, I know my cousin who does moonshine." I get introduced to all sorts of people. There's moonshiners everywhere in this country. It's a national treasure, man. You don't understand how many people, you know, are cooking at home, and it's hard work, but technically speaking, it's a lot easier than people think. I mean, if rednecks like me could do it, right? Looking for the full core Hercules preferred for adjustable wrenches. You'll like, it's the coolest one ever made. 2 and 12 inches. I'll have to take a look at that. Horsehair plaster. No, not going to do it. Yeah, okay. Hanging the drywall is easier. Mudding it and walking around on those damn stilts and stuff, that's a good way for me to kill myself. That's just not happening. Well, as soon as I find the free cheap cabinet, I'm jumping on that Harbor Freight. Yeah, dude, it's pretty awesome. You know, the first time I built one of those, I was, you know, kind of questioning about how useful it would be, and I find I use it all the time. Beer and brandy is all you've ever made. Hey, you guys want to have a quick, you know, fun project for the week? Go and pick up a couple bottles of really cheap wine or beer and try to get the highest proof you can get. Then go and buy the 1 gallon Ziploc freezer bags, and you pour it into the Ziploc bag, get all the air out of it, close it up, and throw it in the freezer. And when it starts freezing, you know, just let it freeze as solid as can be. And ice crystals. Ice is a unique chemical structure. I don't know if chemicals. Yeah, I guess it's technically. Anyway, compound structure, whatever. And as the crystals form, it forces anything that's not it out, or at least tries to. And it's called freeze distillation. And that's all distilling is. Distilling is removing water and other, you know, items from alcohol. And freeze distillation works pretty well. You can at least double the proof of what you have. So if you get something that's 20 proof, you'll come out with a 40 proof. Makes a nice liqueur. It's essentially what brandy is. The horsehair plaster. Oh man, my first job in construction was rehabbing houses in an area of Cincinnati called Over the Rhine. Cincinnati's on the border with Kentucky, and it's over on the Ohio side, or some people call it the part of Kentucky that can read. It's an old German town, very, very German. Great German food around there. And this section of town is built on the hills, and they have these row houses, man, and the plaster, lath and plaster, and old knob and wire and stuff in there, and all sorts of other stuff you'd find. I remember pulling insulation out only to find a whole huge nest of bumblebees, the big suckers, like 747s, man. And they were pissed at the bear, man. I was running through that house trying to get away from them. Same as ice wine. Yeah, that's essentially, yeah, it's the same thing. That was lost art. Anytime you have demo, find a house that's from the 50s or before. Yeah, you know, I bought a house. When I lived in Indianapolis, we had a house we paid $2 for. It was 100 years old. And there were all sorts of unique construction tricks that were going on there. And then you had people who built on whatever was there before, and you have, you know, 4 or 5 layers of different, you know, techniques for building and repairing. Man, rehabbing houses that's an art. Run the cooling through a collage fridge. There's a couple different ways you can do cooling. We're getting off into the weeds here with the moonshine talk as far as distilling. You know, I've always been a big fan of coiled air cooling, but that's just because it's, you know, keeping it down to the keep it simple, stupid kind of thing. Let's get back to the tools. I'm getting off track here. Whoa! Just going through. Hey, guys, and just one last time, I don't want to pester you guys, but, you know, the Bear's got to keep the channel going and stuff, so don't forget. Make sure to, you know, check out Patreon. The Bear's on Patreon. There's links on the homepage for the Bear, you know, on the YouTube, up in the upper, on the banner on the right-hand side, there's a bunch of links. One of those is for Patreon. And for as little as $1 per month, you can help support the channel. You know, as I like to say, you could feed a starving bear in Las Vegas for only $1 a month. And also, you know, if Patreon's not your thing, you can pick up a copy of the Home Distillers Workbook and Da Bear merchandise. All right, that's enough of that. Let me get that out of there. All righty. Oh, where'd the chat go? Chat's back. All right. Bears and bees. You know, as I said, this is a family channel, so we can't really talk about that. You still have knob and tube wiring in your barn. And I'd get worried about that stuff. It doesn't take much for that to light something up. The Harbor Freight bending brakes, I've not had a lot of experience with one. I've played with them a few times. I played with the tube bender once and the flat sheet metal bender. And as with a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, it's one of those cases that it's got a great base usability, but with a little bit of fine tuning, a little bit of work on your hand, you can turn it into something really useful. I think that, you know, for the money, that you can't beat them, and with, as I said, with a little bit of work, you can make them really reliable and pretty accurate as well. Are Harbor Freight hand tools good quality? Dude, Harbor Freight hand tools are the big draw. That's how Harbor Freight made its name. They're decent quality. They're not great quality. But the thing is, they all come with that lifetime warranty. And if anything happens, you walk in, you chuck them on the counter, you just pick up another one. You don't even have to do that thing like you do at a lot of stores where you have to, like, fill out the form and put your name and your phone number down and blah, 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 blah. You know, that's how Craftsman, you know, became the big go-to brand, was the lifetime warranty. Because back in the day, it was, you know, a man is judged by his word, and, you know, in warranty, you know, tools, warranty is your word. You know, if you get a good tool, you put up a good warranty because you're not afraid to stand behind it. And that's what's really funny about Harbor Freight and these new prosumer brands. They made their bones by offering a great warranty and standing behind their product. And then they're not doing that with the power tools, and it's just weird. Does Harbor Freight sell garden tillers? I think they do, actually. I'm pretty sure they have a garden tiller. It might be one of those. I think they have a big one that's, unless I'm thinking of something else. No, it doesn't say they have garden tillers. Let's look at lawn and garden. Sprayers, powers, wheeled carriers, furniture, garden hoses, greenhouses, hand tools, lighting, pest, power tools, pressure washers, pumps. There's augers. They have augers. Let's see your price, high to low. Nope, I see augers. I could have sworn I saw that they had a tiller. Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? Where'd my animation go? Let's go. There we go. One of the guys who has a Predator engine put it on his tiller, and that's how that's what I was thinking of. He sent me a video of his tiller getting fixed. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting the bender, but I just sold my welder, so getting a bender is not really going to do me much good. Oh, you know what? Speaking of Predator, that reminds me about something we want to talk about here. Real quick. We got a few minutes left. So this past weekend, when we weren't at the sale and we weren't at hockey, we went, and a friend of my son, my older son's, the older cub, one of his buddies from school is into kart racing, and he wanted him to come out. They're trying to recruit us. And, of course, I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder if, you know, Harbor Freight could keep up with some of these. A lot of them seem to be like chainsaw motors and stuff. But sure enough, I look over, and there's a guy with, check that out. That is a 212. That's a Predator 212 engine on there. And this dude, his name's Palmer. That's his last name. He's actually starting a business selling these. So he takes them, tears them apart, and puts all these performance parts. Apparently, there's a whole performance part culture online to really tune these up, and he's getting about double the horsepower out there. One guy came by as I was talking to him and was ranting about the fact that he's showing everybody up with this little $100 engine. He sells it for $350 after he's tuned it all up. In fact, I'm going to do a video talking to him about it. That's going to come up here in the next a week or so. I saw his cart race, and he was smoking carts that had $2,500 engines. Just straight up smoking them. And it's just amazing. I love seeing stuff like that. And then walking around the place, everyone has a little pit crews. It looked like a Harbor Freight, yard sale, man. Everyone there. There was a few people that had all their DeWalts. One guy had all DeWalt stuff. And there were a bunch of Husky branded stuff here and there, a lot of the carts and stuff. But I'd say at least half of the stuff that I saw was Harbor Freight brands. It was great, man. Those kids had fun. They were screaming around there. That looked like a whole barrel of fun there. The Yamaha motor. I didn't see any Yamaha. I saw a bunch of Steel, that's it. A bunch of Husqvarnas, and then some specialty motors that were specifically for racing that were pretty expensive. What would I consider to be the top set of wrenches at Harbor Freight? I like the Pittsburgh Pro stuff. That's when I buy stuff. That's what I really try to buy. Have I been to Lowe's lately? Dude, I'm at Lowe's like every other week. I'm either at Lowe's or I'm at Home Depot. In fact, I was trying to figure out a way to work this one thing in. There, we were at Lowe's. Oh, this image is way too big. Let me chuck it down there for you guys. I know this looks real professional, right? I should have the stuff done ahead of time. We're casual here in the den. No Bob Vilas around here. Anyway, just looking at all the Ryobi stuff. Man, they are really getting into this whole lawn and garden thing, whole hog. You walk down the lawn section, the lawn tools section at Home Depot, and I think a third of it is green. Ryobi is really going all in, and I wish Rigid would get into this along with their warranties, because I would buy me some Rigid lawn stuff if I could. Tecton wrenches, they make good stuff. Turn up on your tiller, get a performance tiller. I'd love to see that. Big old, Super Trap muffler coming out the side. Yeah, we're at 57 minutes here. I think we need to wrap it up here. Don't use chrome sockets on impact. Yep, that's for sure. All right, guys. Any last questions for DeBear while you got him here before we wrap things up for this week's live stream? Oh, got to stretch the old neck there. Thinking about getting an electric Ryobi weed trimmer for your grandmother. Shouldn't you just be trimming the stuff for your grandmother? Come on, she's your grandmother. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with you. Yeah, they're great. Everyone who's had one, I think, I had the Black & Decker stuff, and because it was one of the first ones that come out, and I had the combo one that came with the blower and the weed trimmer, and I thought it was great. It was a 20-volt system, which is really, for you guys who don't know, the 18-volt and the 20-volt are the same system. When they say 20 volts, they're saying 20-volt peak performance, not an 18-volt is the everyday kind of performance. Yeah, I do watch Cars and Cameras, and I saw their setup. They did one with the big Harbor Freight engine. In fact, guys, there's another, I hate to say it, but there's a Redbeard Garage. The young guy, he's a wizard with building little motorized bikes and stuff, and they took the V-twin electric start one that's the horizontal shaft brother of the vertical shaft one that I have, and he built a cart, and it just burned to the ground. It's epic. You got to go over there. It's Redbeard's Garage. Tell him the Red Bear sent you, and it's epic watching that thing burn. It's too bad. It's sad, but it really does, go to show that safety is not just a joke, man. Like, they didn't have a decent fire extinguisher. And you got to keep one around. You just have to. Remember, emergencies aren't going to call you ahead of time and say, "Hey, what are you doing next Tuesday?" You have a lawn care business. That's awesome. You should do videos, man. I used to, I spent 2 summers mowing lawns. That's hard work. Don't even, oh my gosh. One of the worst stories ever. I was pushing a wheelbarrow full of homemade fertilizer up a hill first thing in the morning, and the grass was all wet and dewy, and I slipped, went down, pushed the 2 handles of the wheelbarrow down. It flipped over. Oh, the bear did not smell good that day. Stogie Bear. Yeah, Ford, you can do a live stream. I want to see it. $2 from Carlos. Woohoo! Anybody else want to sneak in any last minute super chats? Come on. Carlos setting the pace. Hey, what happened? I thought we agreed we were all gonna do odd random values like $4.78 or something. I always love seeing those numbers showing up, and the wife, when she sees it, it's just like, why? I'm like, I don't know. That's just what the viewers want to do. I like watching her all befuddled. All right, guys. I'm out of here then. Take care. Say it with me. Shine on. All right, how do I get out of this thing? Oh, by the way, the picture behind me, I forgot to mention it. Dwayne, come on. Keep the comments above the belt. We got Cubs watching this. The picture behind me is a state park on the Colorado River in western Colorado. That is actually the river down there. You can just see it behind the trees. It's really shallow and pretty small down there before it gets down to like the Grand Canyon and stuff. But man, I gotta tell you, state parks during the week, Monday through Thursday, if you're RVing, wow, what a deal. I think we paid $15 to stay here. We parked right next to the river, and we pulled in the middle of the night, couldn't see anything, and woke up to that huge rock face mountain behind us. It was beautiful. All right, guys. All right, I'm running long. You guys got to go. I got to go. I got to go find me some dinner. Not that salmon again. Oh, not that. All right, take care, guys. And see you on Friday.